I hope putting this into 3 parts hasn't annoyed too many people, but no one's gonna watch a 40-minute video of me rambling on. Or maybe you will, I don't know. I'm sure you'll let me know. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam Scott-Thorne and I'm a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Patreon, and I'll put my handles down below and over there, go on, it's over there. That was a wee bit of the video before. That was a wee bit of a hint of what's happened so far. Over there. So if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions. You can become a reaction, fast track them. There's going to be educational tutorial videos that will be Patreon exclusives. So consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Okay, we're going on to part 3 of the BTS NPR Tiny Desk concert. The last track they're going to do is called Spring Day. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just do it.
It's been the roughest summer ever. But we know that spring will come.
Very true.
So let's go together.
Did you hear the vocal track at the start?
Let's
so
go.
There's a wee bit of a track in here.
이렇게 말하니까 더 보고 싶다. 너의 사진을 보고 있어도 보고 싶다. 너무 약속한 시간. 나는 우리가 밉다. 이제 얼굴 한번 보는 것조차 힘들어진 우리가.
Right. I was told that this person was a rapper, and every time he starts singing, I have to go, well, actually, he's quite a good singer. So, J-Hope is the singing rapper in my eyes, and nothing's going to change that. Singing rapper, J-Hope, done. That comment about there being a track in the back wasn't to say that their whole thing is tracked. It's just that there'll be little parts that are there to kind of push and swell the song when it's required, just in case you're interested in that kind of thing, like sound production. That's what that's for.
온통 겨울뿐이야 8월에도 겨울이 와 마음은 시간이 달려갈래 홀로 남은 설국 열차 네 손 잡고 지구 반대편까지 가 겨울을 끝내고파 그리움들이 얼마나 눈처럼 내려 그 봄날이 올까
He's starting to sing as well. Okay, so we've had Jimin doing a wee bit there. Again, it's just got that lovely tone. I think it's so sweet sounding. The little cries on the end, they're becoming so much more apparent the more I go through this video. I'm starting to hear it all the time now. It's really, really effective. Just a lovely little colour on the end. He takes really sharp breaths in. Now, I'm not sure what that's for because the lines are so small, as vocal lines, I mean, that he doesn't need to take that much breath. But it could be for a myriad of reasons. He could be trying to pull his larynx up to keep it high. But sometimes a gasp of breath can do the opposite. It can make it drop. So I'd have to be working with him to know why he's taking such big breaths. But anyway. Now, that was V singing there. In his higher range, you don't get as much of that smoky sound that I'm used to from him. But one thing that I will say here is that he has popped out one of his in-ear monitors. So the in-ear monitor is basically a way to get a blend of what's going on with the band and also the vocals, but it allows you to have more of your own vocal than everyone else's, which just means that you can really concentrate in on what you're doing. Now, if you take one out, it's usually because these are sound isolating, so you can't hear anything outside of it. So imagine, just plug your ears and start talking. It can feel a little bit claustrophobic almost, and sometimes you just have to take one out to get a little blend of what's going on outside of your in-ears. You can hear your voice sometimes a wee bit clearer if there's not too much going on. And this is a stripped back situation, so he'll be able to get a balance of what he can hear outside of his voice and inside his in-ears as well. So I think that's why he's doing that. So that was really nice. We got a little bit of Jungkook, V and Jin all kind of passing that line around. I feel like I'm not getting enough Jin. Like, generally in life, I feel like I don't have enough Jin. But I wish there was a wee bit more so that I could really start to get a feel for what his voice is like. At the moment though, what I will say is that it's like a wonderful support voice. So he's coming in and he's kind of doing a bit of question and answer with whoever else is singing around him, and he's just bolstering that sound. He's very stable and very healthy sounding, but I want a little bit more just so that I can really get to grips with his voice. But so far, like, really, really good. Jungkook's obviously clean as a whistle. V, that smoky sound is coming out there. His falsetto is super airy, so it's very kind of wide sounding and very misty. I keep saying it, but misty. And yeah, Jin is this like supporting character that's just making the whole thing carry. It's really good. 그곳에 좀 더 머물러줘.
We miss Army. 네가 변한 건지 아니면 내가 변한 건지 이 순간 흐르는 시간조차 미워 우리가 변한 거지 뭐 모두가 그런 거지 그래 미안 네가 난 떠났지만 단 하루도 너 잊은 적이 없어 지난 솔직히 보고 싶을 때만 너를 지울게 그게 넌 원망하기보단 덜 아프니 널 풀어내본다 연기처럼 하얀 연기처럼.
Yeah, that was a wee bit more V. Getting a wee bit more bang from the buck now. So there's a real aspirate tone coming through here. That is where air will pass through the folds before they start to vibrate. So you get that sound coming through. It's just a really subtle voice. It's really not in your face. It carries really nicely. Very, very nice. And he's got quite a range as well. But everything just sounds very relaxed. Like, I feel like I'm in safe hands listening to this voice. I don't think he's going to do anything that's going to jar me or anything. It's just really, really solid.
You're my best friend. 아침은 다시 올 거야.
V is really, 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 really good at making this push and pull sound. So he builds up in crescendos and drops back down into diminuendos. Sometimes he'll let things just peter off like really abruptly. And it just gives this amazing movement. Like, it's so dynamic. It's really well placed. He mixes it up by changing tone when he does this as well. So sometimes he'll hit a higher part on like much more of an aspirate, airy sound. Then sometimes he'll hit a higher part on like a more nasal, pointed sound. He really knows how to change up his voice for any kind of situation. Really dynamic. He's definitely one of my favourites.
영원할 순 없는 사랑꽃이 피나봐요. 이 겨울도 끝이 나요. 보고 싶다 보고 싶다 보고 싶다 보고 싶다. 조금만 기다리면 같은 맘만 더 세우면 만나러 갈게 데리러 갈게. 추운 겨울 끝을 지나 다시 봄날이 올 때까지 꽃 피울 때까지 그곳에 좀 더 머물러줘 머물러줘. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was really, really good. Again, I'm starting to get more and more of their voices. As we go through this, I'm kind of sad that's the end, to be honest. We'll do more in the future, don't worry. So I was going to pause and I kept just going like, no, it's not the right time, it's not the right time. But listen to that last part that Jimin solos and you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about when I say he adds a little cry onto everything. It was like one after the other, after the other, after the other. Every phrase had it. It really pops out. Once you've recognised it, you can't unhear it. A lovely, lovely tone. We did get to hear a little bit more of Jin towards the end there, which was a real treat. I don't know that much about them as a whole, so I don't know whether Jin gets loads of time in the sun, but my personal opinion there is that I could have done with a little bit more Jin in order to kind of get a real balance of the four of their voices. That last part, that thing that they were doing, it was kind of chanty. I really liked the fact that J-Hope came in at the bottom end of that and he did it down the octave. It really just gave it that kind of fullness. If everyone's doing stuff on a super high plane, then it can get quite light and a bit thin. So to have him coming in at the bottom end there and just filling that all out was really nice. So that's the end of the NPR Tiny Desk concert 3-video marathon thing. Blah, blah, blah. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, then hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? How? I don't even know. Maybe do that wee chanty bit? I don't know. Don't know if I remember it. So thank you so much for joining me, and all that's left for me to say is goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Bye.